nueva conversación vamos a platicar de cómo los diseñadores de estas nuevas generaciones cada vez más recurren a conocimientos ancestrales para reconectar con soluciones de la circularidad y los derechos sociales. Vamos a traer a la conversación cómo la mirada de las mujeres han traído una nueva visión a través de su perspectiva feminista al campo del diseño y también la arquitectura. Me toca presentar a una arquitecta que, ¿qué les puedo decir? Es como la reina de la circularidad. Tiene 30 años innovando en el mundo de la arquitectura y la construcción y ha logrado cosas increíbles, como construir con el 70% de elementos de materiales reciclados. Un fuerte aplauso para Bárbara Busser.
Hi. I'm very happy to be here in Mexico and to get a slight insight into your beautiful country. My talk is about more dry, and because it's dealing with architecture, it's stones, it's concrete, it's wood, it's a lot of heavy stuff. From design to cost to design for sustainability. I hate this horrible word. Historically, design for sustainability has been a constraint and has been a hassle for architects and engineers. They were trained to do design to cost, design for velocity, because time is money, as we know in Switzerland. But nowadays, at times of climate crisis, design for sustainability has become a must. It is a new ambition, and I'm also happy to see colleagues here from Switzerland who try to also continue and co-develop these ideas. Design for sustainability can be described in many ways. It's design for disassembly, you know, don't glue, don't nail, but just stick things together and screw it so that you can undo it. Design for circularity, dealing with life expectancy, standardization, prefabricated elements, and so on. Then we have design for economical efficiency, material efficiency, strength through geometry, which I will show you an example of. And last but not least, we call it, what we do, design to availability. Take what we have, take what we find, and do the best of it. Even at ETH, the high school, the federal high school in Switzerland, they are starting to change. They called a young architect and engineer to be a professor, and she directs a laboratory which is called Circular Engineering for Architecture. And this is an interdisciplinary team which tries to find out what technical issues, digital techniques can help to facilitate reuse, because it's a complicated business we are working in. And my other good friend is Philipp Bloch. He is trying to recommend strengths through geometry. He's using the arc as a design principle, and with that he can minimize the use of material down to 20% of the material used for a so-called normal concrete floor. Look at the wonder of an eggshell. How minimal is the use of material to contain the whole egg? Look at these Renaissance cathedrals. Look at the beauty and how these engineers and architects used the less material possible to make these beautiful arches. And look, for example, at the Markthalle in my hometown, Basel. It was built in 1929, and the engineer who calculated it stood under this cupola when they took away the scaffolding. And he said, "If my calculations are wrong, I'm the first to die." He didn't die. The cupola is still there. It's made of 7 centimeters. Can you imagine? 7 centimeters of concrete. It's like an eggshell. And it spans over 60 meters. It's just incredible. Philip Block develops similar kinds of floors and ceilings using only 30% of the material which is normally used to make a full ceiling. He only puts material where it's needed, and you see it on this skeleton. We are also built like this. All our bones are made like this. The material is only there where it's necessary to have the strength where the forces pass. That's how the ceilings looks from down. It's beautiful. And as I said, he uses 30% of concrete and only 10% of steel to do such a ceiling, such floors, such roofs. My theme is rather designed to availability. My students liked to call it like this. For us as architects, it means actually reverse design. We have to turn upside down the process of designing. We have to start with what we have and not to start with what we wish to have. And then we have to add carefully chosen local, natural, and renewable materials. We have to make it work together. And we have to join it in a way that it can be taken apart without destroying the material. My name is Barbara Buser. I was born in 1954, long before you came to this world. I studied at ETH Zurich. I finished in 1979. But then instead of going to a practice in Switzerland, I went to Africa to build water wells in southern Sudan. And after this experience, I continued to Tanzania, where I had to rebuild the maintenance department and to renovate the whole buildings of the University of Dar es Salaam. And the experience I gained there is still directing all my work, which I developed since then. Coming back to Basel, my hometown, after